All right. So, welcome to Deep Snow Delivery. Uh, to be fair, I have already played through a bit from the Steam demo. This is actually the itch.io. This is the itch.io demo. It is kind of like Death Stranding, of like you're going around delivering from like location to location, like bringing packages, in a post-apocalyptic environment. Deep snow delivery. Everything's frozen over, and instead of being a guy walking around, you're driving a tank. Now, the difference between the Steam demo and the itch demo is the Steam one only has Act 1. The itch demo has Act 2, but there's no story in here. It's just for seeing more stuff going on. I am gonna do Act 1 just because what I've seen in the Steam demo, there seems to be slight tweaks to Act 1 here. Oh, that's interesting. That wasn't visible in OBS there. That was like a fraction of a second it was. It's been a long winter, huh? Mm-hmm. Longer than last year. And colder, too. Let's get a check-in. Pick up a few items. I'll bring us around. Now, unfortunately, I think this didn't catch the changes I made on Steam version. Let's bring that down a teensy bit. So yeah, we got a tank. Tank controls. We got a claw. Oh. Okay. Thing I was worried about from the changes. When I first booted this up, when I first booted up the itch version, none of the items were on the ground. I was just in an empty wasteland. But good to see it's working there. And I was worried that the tutorial text would be staying there the entire time. But we got just like grabbing stuff, putting it in, or we can go into top-down mode where it's like following a cursor. And it always lines up with the back. Claw's looking good. I think that's enough. Let's head back. Now, here's one spot where I'm hoping there's been a change. Unload items you want to sell onto the elevator, then grab the terminal to enter a settlement. So I was hoping this had been changed. It might be something that's already in progress. Where it's every single thing you want to unload, or you want to bring, you have to take out. It is a lot easier using this mode instead. Welcome back. Is the tank treating you well? Yep, it's a fixer-upper for sure. It will make do. You two always manage, somehow. I know it's tough parting with your old tank, but it's needed for the newer trainees. I'm sure you understand. Absolutely. I'd much rather it be us in the death trap than the kids. Please, buy some upgrades or repairs, please. So, each area has high-demand items. I'm not sure if they restock yet. But you can sell, updates these. Like, it's raw materials, every bit helps, thank you. So there's elevator for deliveries where it's specific requests. And just selling random stuff you pick up off the ground. All the upgrades. Consumables. Repairs, obviously. Paint and Rust and snow, I haven't seen any issue with. Like, snow goes up incredibly slowly. I think you'd have to, like, just leave the game open, just, like, out in the field, like, while it was in a blizzard for it to actually go up. And I don't see any reason to deal with rust right now, other than just, like, I want it to look nice. But this is where we get some important stuff. But I'd rather have headlights. And I'll pick up some stuff for signal receiver, which you actually have to have it first. Oh, that's different. So, we got snowscape. Sky is all cloudy. I'm gonna turn down a teensy bit more. There we go. So I need to pick up a little more. The radiators are worth more than the cubes. But as you can see, going up slopes isn't great. Alright, I'll grab these two, turn, head down, and grab those. Yeah, we've got crater. There's a few more areas nearby. Ooh. Oh, we're getting close, made them start having physics. There we go. So the strange cubes are much closer, or like much more in line with like the standard stuff that we're gonna be transporting. As you can see, this is about 3 high, 4 wide, if I get these consolidated properly. But the radiators are kind of wonky. But I wanted to get headlight in advance because when it gets dark, it gets really dark. Dark enough that I'm hoping that this gets me enough to also buy body lights. So the way I had been doing this in Steam demo was parking here so I can grab that, because you have to turn around because it aligns with how like your tank is parked. Now here's a supply and demand thing. If it's not in demand, it costs less, or it's worth less. But I still want the money. Signal receiver is mandatory. You've gotten the receiver installed. You'll be able to start deliveries. Good luck out there. Then I want... Can I get both? I can... No, I can't get either. I can get storage walls at least. So, the higher storage walls feel like it's a upgrade that cannot scale forever. Like, I think all of the upgrades can't scale endlessly. Of like more engine torque, more... What was it? Like more engine torque, brighter lights, taller storage walls. They can't keep scaling forever. I don't have enough for that. So I'll pick up the request. So unlike Death Stranding, they don't automatically load in. So it's, remember to load packages before you drive off. Let's not have a repeat of last spring. All right, take care. And here's where I had missed this in the... Ooh. Yeah, put me here again. So normally, or in the Steam demo, put me here. Or a little scooted over so it's better angle. But in Death Stranding, as soon as you like pick up a delivery, you're able to immediately like sort how you want it on your back. Here, you have to manually load everything. But there we go. So now I can ping, and we can see out there. It's a little hard to read, but BA83L, or just Babel, is the tower. And our destination is the scrapyard. I come at this at an angle, because I couldn't get that engine upgrade, but we'll probably be able to buy it once we get there. But each location adds in new upgrades. Now, unfortunately, my storage walls may be a little bit higher, but it's not quite high enough to like actively be grabbing everything I pass. There we are. So we got power lines as a guide heading over. That, if we look here, you can see it's got this kind of ice wall blocking it off, so we can't go that way yet. Ah, I missed. But yeah, the cubes are only worth 75, and with the oversupply, it's not worth picking them up. One main issue I have found is when you're coming up to a ledge like this, if there's a smaller piece of debris... Oh. Elena, come in, Elena, do you hear me? Hey, Nelly, loud and clear. Good, good. Just checking. Are you two alright? Eli's gonna crash! Yep, you're fine. So, right here, as you come down the hill, you're going fast. If there was there were a couple times where I've been in, I think, this exact area, and I went over a radiator, like this one, and it jostled, and it threw all my cargo out of the back. So I think sometimes it is worth just picking up some scrap just to have it out of the way for later. They want me to put away the claw. Yeah, you can adjust your perspective. I think it's already getting a little darker. But eventually we'll get upgrades, because the turret and body lights are literally stringing up like Christmas lights. And you can pick out your colors and whatever you'd like to, whatever colors you want. Wait, what? Oh, this is very different. Wow, they changed this a lot. So I'm guessing like they're currently working on overhauling this, because the base here, like scrapyard in Steam demo. Oh, let's go ahead and unload. The scrapyard in the Steam demo is a whole building, and I'm guessing they're overhauling it because sometimes you could get, like, literally on the roof of the building, there'd be a whole, like, pavilion here, and on the roof, bits of scrap could spawn up there. So I'm guessing they're probably working on fixing the area. There's also a lot of, like, piles of scrap that are missing now. But yeah, whole building is gone. That's probably just redesigning. Hey, Sud, how's the family? Hanging in there. Say, what happened to your old tank? Didn't crash it again, did you? He did. I'm sorry. I really need a new drive. Lies. You know, it was her the first time, right? Whatever you say. Okay, we got new stuff. Metal detector, so we can actually scan and see, hey, these are where the good bits of loot are. Cruise control, I have not used. Like, I have activated it by accident, but never intentionally. Engine upgrades, always nice. More storage walls. More storage. Always more storage. We're doing alright there so far. I'm gonna do metal detector so we can see things coming. And oil extraction or back to crater. I almost want to see what oil extraction is looking like right now. We can fit this. Almost out of money, though. I'm wondering if they're overhauling all the locations. Because I have seen a bunch of the concept art they have. Yeah, we got oil extraction over there. But now we can actually see all of these. We can see, hey, look at that. An I-beam is worth 600. The problem is that I-beams will never fit. Hello? Why is it scooting sideways? There we go. Yep, we can see our deliveries, we can see what needs repairs. This is the radio. But we don't have that unlocked yet. So, let's see, I have, I think, 8 hours in the Steam demo so far. Of just, like, 2 playthroughs. One where I got all the way through the story that is in this so far. Then one where I was just, like, going through to explore a bit. And one thing I have found is that I need, I think it's at least, like, 16,000 for split for 2 upgrades. One is at oil extraction over here. The other is at the 4th location in here, which you can just barely see the entrance right over there. That dark spot. Hang on, if I stop, put away the claw, I can zoom out. Then I can grab it again. So that dark spot over there, just above the hill, not the weird solar panel, right here, is the entrance to Metro, where it's in a cave under this huge hill. It's blocked off by the other exit over there, where the train tracks go in, is blocked off by ice, and you have to buy explosives from Metro to break down that wall. But Metro and oil extraction are kind of the 2 harder ones to access, because Crater and Scrapyard are just a couple, like, rises away from each other, which this feels mostly familiar, but I think it's the terrain has been shifted a little bit. The terrain and probably some of the scaffolding all around here. But once we crest this hill, we're going to find out if oil extraction has been changed as well. But yeah, this large incline, like the large ridge here, is a good portion. Oh, no. Looks like oil extraction is fine. I might be able to fit that barrel. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, is it going to fall? Okay, zoom back in. Ooh, that's probably gonna fall. Yep. Yeah, the oil barrels are significantly easier to fit. But this is the risky part, letting yourself go fast. There could be a rock that if you hit it, you're just going to go flying. But all that's left is getting over here. Yeah, where scrapyard is a lot of that scaffold. Oil extraction is a lot of pipes. I think there was another building here that's gone now. Alright. Alright. Unload. We're gonna get placed in a weird spot when we come out. Hey, Yuri. You're looking, horrible. I know. I was thinking the same thing. Hey, Yuri. Anything we can do to help? Yes. Thank you. Check deliveries, please. Yeah, he only wants 1 I-beam, and Mr. Oil Extraction wants 4 oil barrels. Thanks. Incredible. How do you two do it? Right here is one of those 2 big expensive upgrades I was talking about. Topographic scanner. You can press G and it will scan the environment and put like topography lines, and the closer they are together, so the steeper an area is, it'll go from green to yellow to red. But for right now, I want probably storage walls, headlight 2, and engine torque, and whatever repairs I can get. So, this is sending us back to, or sending us to Metro. I can fit, I don't like those are going to scrapyard, I'd rather go to, oh, I have to spend, so each explosive in the Steam demo costs 2,000, which means I have to spend all of this on, all of the reward from this, on 1 explosive to open the way back to Crater. I'm gonna wait until daytime though. This is one thing I need to give some feedback on. This makes it look, like being grayed out, makes it look like the button is inactive, like it's planned to work but doesn't yet. The icon should be lit up like the others. So wait until daytime and for storms to pass, or wait for nighttime and storms to pass. I want daytime. So you can technically just do that every single time, and you will never have to deal with night, but some trips are going to be longer. So, poor guy. He needs a hug. He has a lot on his plate. He'll be alright, I think. We're doing all we can. I think. You think. Too much thinking. Sometimes people just need a hug. Alright, so I'm gonna grab a couple oil barrels, I think. And this is the nice thing with the oil barrels, is you can fit like 3 of them on one side. That one? Random pipes and valves. I do know I will be finding another type of scrap soon that is worth significantly more. But yeah, stuff like nuts and bolts are quite small. So they are decently, like, space effective. I think that's another barrel? Yes. Ooh, that might not fit unless I might lose that one as I go. But yeah, when you're in this, like, white snowscape, that topographic scanner is very useful for being actually having depth perception. Better keep off the ice. Yeah, it's when everything is white, it's hard to have depth perception. Ooh. A little bit of lag. I don't remember if... I never looked at the ice in the Steam demo, so I don't know if the reflections are new. But we get nuts and bolts. You can go up that way to get on top by the solar panel. But this is kind of what I get for not doing a couple more deliveries and getting more upgrades. Slow drive up this incline. And into the darkness. As we load in. There we go. Ooh. So there is a, like, claw light upgrade where you're able to have a light on the claw that you can aim. And I might just have been too used to that, or having the string lights, but the headlight does feel a lot brighter now. It's so dark. It's so dark. Remember lights. We can follow them straight to Metro. Yep. Don't worry. I got this. So yeah, I think Eli is handling driving and Elena is handling the claw. Yeah, the train rail is worth 800. It is the most valuable thing that I've seen in the demo so far. And very steep drop-off, so I'm actually worried about the barrels. Or at least the top barrel. Now, assuming the path hasn't been messed with. Okay, so some parts of the ice are stronger than others. Drive slowly. If it cracks, back up in the direction you came. The more weight in your storage, the harder it will be to cross. So what I am a little worried about is that has actually been changed to function the way it says. Oh, it looks like there has been slight changes here. So, after getting the unlocks, so there's the topographic scanner at oil extraction. Then, once you have that, you can upgrade it at Metro here. The upgrade lets you scan the ice. So it's cracking there. I think if I had the string lights on the actual chassis, you'd be able to see the cracks popping up more. But this path doesn't follow the lights, and it is a lot easier to like actually see what you want to go, like where you want to go, because there's always like a little bit of debris in the path with the lights. But this is one thing that I don't like, is just how steep this gets. Because I feel like this area being in a cave, they could have like an actual ramp going up. Oh, yep, they changed here as well. So yeah, in Steam demo, this area does feel weirdly laid out. So I do like that it's getting changed. Ooh, bit of lag there. Alright, takes in. Eli, Elena, good to see you too. How's the new tank? Repairs are coming along, Nadia. And the winter crater? How's Nelly? Long, but cozy. I needed the time with my friends. Yes, long. It's good to be back to work. And Nelly is awesome. The younger kids love her. She certainly gets them inspired. We need that. Although, I worry she may set their hopes too high sometimes. We don't need heroes, just regular people doing their best. You understand? Of course. We understand, right, Eli? Yes, I understand. You're doing good, young man. Lots of kids look up to you. To both of you. I know. I just wish I could be doing more sometimes, you know? So do I. But this life is as good as it gets. You're doing all you can. We all are. Be proud of that. Oh, they only wanted 2? Yeah. I sell those. What is bound for crater? Can I fit 1 barrel? I can definitely fit a barrel with that, but this one's worth way more. Okay, I've got 5,400. Can I get another? I can get another wall. Anything for cheap? Okay, good. The explosive hasn't changed. I can get the claw light. And because I don't have the topographic scanner, I can't see the ice scanner yet. But that path that I took, once you have the ice scanner, you can ping it and you just see this other chain of islands that's way more direct and way easier to go from one to the next. We're going to take ceremonial lights. And that is, I think, all I can carry. Okay. Take UV fairy lights, UV fairy lights. This might fit. Can I squeeze that in? I can. Hopefully there's no clipping issues. And we will carry the kaboom. Yeah, so there's the area we came from, and then a distant light. Now, the hold spacebar and press left mouse button, I trust that they have fixed it, because I had a very hard time getting it to work before. Or at least understanding, like, if it was actually going to launch. Or if, like, knowing how the countdown is supposed to work. It's supposed to be on a timer. This is also another good use for the topographic scanner because it can let you see in the dark. Anyways, the explosive, I'm hoping it's been changed, but it can explode in two ways. Either using hold space, press left mouse button to start the timer, or you can just damage it, which is meant to keep you from carrying it with you if you're going anywhere dangerous. But also means that you can just fling it. There. I am a little nervous because I'm hearing some like clipping noises, but when I scan, I think everything's at its full price still, so should be fine. Although, like, physics-wise, it might be fighting me, because I feel like I'm going slower than I should be. I just don't want to put the explosive in the bag. Okay, I'm going to gently set you down. And I am going to move you there, put you there. You good? There we go. Yeah, that definitely feels better. Yeah, stuff like I-beams, train rails, and oil barrels that are only in specific areas and are a little trickier to get they are the valuable ones, and they are also going to be in like high demand. I guess, what was it? Yuri over in oil extraction wanted 6 of them, didn't he? Yeah, I do know that there is a little bit of dialogue if you're coming this way without an explosive. Elena will remind Eli, hey, we need to go buy an explosive for Metro. And even if you're doing this, I believe it will still hit everything in your car, like in your storage. No. Did that just go through it? No. I was trying to... No. Don't make me... Oh... Come on, it's right there. Go. Oh, this icicle right there is... Oh, am I stuck? No. Okay, press as close as I can here. Hang on, let me move in. Come on. Dang it. Well, we're going the long way. Oh, and I don't know the path going this way. Because there is a route over there. You have to cross ice still. Yeah, I feel like the lights are a lot brighter than they used to be. Okay. I do have a lot of stuff in there. Okay, raise it up, aim it down. Generally, I think it's like go to the closest possible island. Oh. I don't think that's close as possible. There's also the kind of contrary thing of the like, if you hear it cracking, stop and like back up slowly. Okay, that's definitely not. That's closer. There's the counterpoint of if you hear it cracking, gun it. Where is the next one? Is that? Oh, there's something over there. Oh, also, stuff on the ground is probably a good sign. Grab a train rail on my way. Yeah, take the shortest possible route. And this is also part of why I don't like coming in here, because it is so steep. And since I don't have a wagon cover, all the stuff in the back is at risk of falling out. Every single thing. Which I suppose I will stop at oil extraction because I've got to go around anyways. I'll see if there's anything that is bound for scrapyard or for freighter that I can easily carry. Ooh. There's actually a plot item, I think. I might be inadvertently doing part of the story. Alright, into the blinding lights. Alright. Carefully, carefully. I believe the telephone poles and or street lights are meant to help guide you along a decent path, but there's times like these. Oh, Eli, Elena, we hear you. What's up, Nelly? My sister Nadia wanted me to say a prayer for you too. Oh, sweet. Eli, maybe we should stop for a bit. Let me get to the top of the hill. This is a longer bit. Alright. And there. Yes, good idea. Though the world is dead, we remain. For our father's arrogance, we bear the load. As will our children and their children, and 1,000 generations to come. But we will not grow bitter, for this was not your doing, but ours. But if but one soul remains, we will share your light. We will offer warmth, comfort, a meal, and a song. We will not grow bitter. The world is dead, and we will remain so. But we will not grow bitter. But yeah, it's over at Crater. It's led by Nelly, whose sister is Nadia in Metro. Then there's Sud, who we saw at Scrapyard, and Yuri that we met at Oil Extraction. Speaking of whom, barrel. Yeah, it is a little wonky. In my first playthrough, this is how I loaded it. Everything I dropped in was crooked. So it was hard to make sure that everything stayed. And once I realized, oh, you can press V, and it gets really easy to place everything, then everything became easy. But yeah, little bumps like that can cause problems. I believe so long as you have a storage cover, all the contents of, like, the back of your wagon, like, well, in the storage bed, I believe they just get frozen while the lid is on. But I have no way of confirming that. Yeah, this is the tricky part. Where it is pull into the right a teensy bit. I want to be on top of the ridge, but then you have to start doing switchbacks. But I am glad to see that Oil Extraction didn't get changed. This area felt pretty good, other than the giant mountain between it and Scrapyard. You can have the rail, barrel 1, and barrel 2. You're here, good. The observatory saw something strange near 83. The tower? Yes, at the base of it. I'm worried we may be in danger. Abominations? No, God, though. Nothing that serious. It's, wind patterns. Wind patterns? Yes, katabic winds. If I recall, they have a historical significance. A war indicator. I think Nelly should see it. Nelly? What about Nadia? You think she'd take this seriously? Good point. Anyways, there's a drive with that. It's on the deliveries list. First one at the top. I guess it's not super urgent, but if you could get it to her as soon as possible, I'd appreciate it. Money. It's not enough for the scanner. I would like some engine torque. Dang it. So I think the metal cargo cover is the best one. Normally, I think over here in the Steam demo only has tarp and plastic, which I guess they're moving over to the idea of like unlocking stuff. But I have to check every spot. Observatory report. Get this to the crater as soon as you can. As quick as you can, please. I'll take that. That's too much stuff. A single extra large I can take. Yeah, this is one where it's like you take nothing else. Alright, I'll take all those. And the cover. Which means I am low on money once again. Alright. Take those out really quick. Ooh, do I have space? Hang on. Ooh. Oh no, that's an extra large. I thought that was... Oh, no, we're good. That. Put this on, and then I will carry the hard drive. Which is, I think, the most, like, size to weight efficient thing in the game. Or like what was it, like, or size to price efficient thing in the game? But yeah, this is why we need lights. Oh, never mind, it's sunrise. Hang on, this is the bait. The area looks nice. I'm gonna come up to the edge, up to the ridgeline, and then I'm gonna stop, like 99% sure that this is a cliff. Then you come up on the rise. And that if you went this way, cliff. I mean, this way is still pretty steep. Like, you're not going to drive up this very efficiently. But I will stop here for a second. Because throughout the game, you can find these. Set that down. Storage tank. Gamma's final log. I think I just need to send it over a bit. Or over this bit here. So coming down, crashing. Alright, so we've got full cargo. We're gonna clear out a 2x2x2, so 8 spot. Get over here to scrapyard. So I can take a shipment here to crater that has at most hello? Got my mic disconnected. Alright. Let's see. Air pumps, we already did that. We're not going that way. We're looking for crater. That is... all of those are smalls. I cannot take that. I would need something that is at most 7 smalls. This is metal fasteners, metal parts. That is 2 larges, 2 mediums, which means... no, I still can't fit that. Metal parts, tank parts. That's for Metro, that's for Metro. I cannot do any of them. Dang. Get cruise control or radio? I will get the radio. I also could have done repair, but... I also could have saved up and not wasted money there. But I can carry the hard drive now. I'd like to flatten this out a little. But now everything I've got is heading the crater. Is there an I-beam nearby? There is. Yoink. Yeah, it is unfortunate that unless you got a ton of like height upgrades, there's no way you'd be able to like to store I-beams in the back with the cargo cover on it. So it's like you're just stuck with just carrying them or just piling them up like toothpicks. Ah, interesting. If you're holding a piece, if you're holding a part, then it like respects the angle you hold it at. Can I? Oh, I thought that was floating. It might have been a lighting issue. Oh, I can't point the claw back at the camera. As far as it goes. Yeah, there is another crashed tank in this bit of scaffold just up ahead. Right there. Pull up next to him. Saul's final log. Bilak Fada Obale. A long way from home. I'm gonna assume that means that they're from Metro. Not... again, not that they didn't realize they were just outside the crater. Like, they could have just held forward. Down we go. So yeah, this area's stayed the same. Alright. Woo. Okay. Set the cover there. Hard drive. And all the ceremonial UV bulbs. Welcome back. Please warm yourselves before you head out. I am not selling my cargo cover. Ceremonial lights. And a hard drive from Yuri. Let me boot up the old computer. Hmm. Katavic wins. He remembers his history. I'm proud. Well, he's correct that it's a war indicator. When humans were at war with the abominations 700 years ago, Hurricane Force Katavic winds kept us from reaching the tower's base. This, our hubris, and the abominations themselves, we didn't stand a chance. What I'm seeing is indeed Katavic, or katabatic, not natural. Perhaps our tower is coming back to life, but that wouldn't make sense. What would it be defending against? The Sepharolites haven't been operating in that region for nearly 100 years now. Whatever it's responding to, assuming it isn't an error, is quite small. I wouldn't be worried. We haven't seen an abomination in hundreds of years. You two must be tired. Why don't you get yourself some sleep? We're at 4,000. No, we can't get torque. I'm going to hold out for the topographic scanner upgrade, which is going to require that we go to oil extraction. So, hang on, I can fit 2 layers and still put the lid on, which means I can hold 24. This is 13. This is 10. I think I can take the chemicals and the products. Yeah. Like that, like that. These are both for Metro. And I will wait for night. Alright, so extra large has to go in. Then the large. Another large here. Hang on, you didn't go in the corner. Hang on. Yeah. I could pick up a single strange cube, because the strange cube is the same size as the small there. There it is. Because yeah, I don't like this. I don't like the spawning up against the wall. Yeah, it is very dark at night. Until we get that ice broken, we have to go the long way. Eli, look. It's the sun. The sun has returned. God is with us now. Am I dreaming? No. Don't go. I see smoke. I think. You gonna cover your ears? Ow. You okay? I think so. What was that? Definitely wasn't the sun. I don't think the sun makes noise, does it? I think... Remember that thing we learned about in Moors? A light brighter than the sun, followed by a loud bang? Nuclear? Maybe? we okay? Yeah, I think. Should be safe from this distance. Came from the base of the tower. Yeah, I guess. What does this mean? I don't know. Maybe we should tell somebody? Ask around? Yes, good idea. So this is something that, like, I've seen this, I've gotten to this scene twice now, or 3 times now. Both other times it was during the day, where it feels odd because it's like kind of light out, and then she goes, "Oh, it's the sun." And then, okay, we can see a little bit of orange over there for a bit. That might just be part of that rail line in the way. Oh, yep, there it is. It's very hard to see, but it's... I don't even know how well you can see that, but there's a little faint orange glow. But I'm gonna go back to the crater, because that was loud enough that everyone heard. Every location. So metro, crater, scrapyard, and oil extraction. Every NPC's got a reaction to it. And now I'm wondering if they have something where, like, after that your, like, ears are ringing. So everything feels slightly muffled. Children, are you okay? Yes, we're alright. Thank God. Did you hear that boom? I heard it even from down here. What was that? Eli said it might have been a nuclear? A nuclear bomb? Yes, if I recall, you taught us about it when we were kids. A flash of light brighter than the sun, followed by a loud bang, yes? That's exactly what we saw. Oh dear. This flash of light. Where did it come from exactly? The base of the tower. That means... What? That means what? I can't say. Huh? Why can't you tell us? I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to. Ask Nadia or Yuri. We're gonna swap the daytime. I like being able to see. Yeah, this is why I don't like that. It's getting caught there. I'm gonna mess with the audio teensy bit there because it feels weird. Yeah, you can see the tower is still there. Still spewing smoke. So, my theory currently is that the... What was it? The towers are either... I don't think they're built by, like, whatever the abominations are. Unless the abominations are some kind of, like, robots. But my guess is... the towers... So it depends on whether the abominations are robots or, like, eldritch abominations. Eldritch abominations, then my guess would be humanity built the towers, because this is BA-83L, so called 83, but it's clearly supposed to reference Tower of Babel. So the... like, 83 means there's multiple towers. So if it's Eldritch Abominations, then it's humanity built the towers, because, like, maybe the... where it's like spewing smoke, which clogs up the sky, so everything gets cold. It's like not enough sunlight getting down to actually heat the area. So my theory then is humanity built the towers to freeze out the abominations and kill them off, but the towers were built to defend themselves, and so they can't be taken down anymore because it took so long to take out the abominations that humanity doesn't know how to deactivate the towers, and now people are trying to destroy it. The alternative is they're built by robots, and the robots have died out, but the towers couldn't get taken down before then. Where's the... Not having the building is throwing me off. If it's robots, then the robots have died out, but the towers are still active. And we don't know how to take out the towers. And because we don't know how to take out the towers, we are stuck in this frozen wasteland. But it's either way, we're trying to find ways to deactivate the towers. I don't have anything for you. And I have a single unit of space, so we are not staying. So, oh wait, I can talk to the NPC, I forgot. So what are you thinking? I think if that really was a nuke and we're fighting back again, maybe we should go over and... Eli, we've been trying to bring those towers down for the past 700 years. In the Steam demo, that says 400, I'm confident. If it was possible, don't you think we would have done it by now? Still, even if it seems hopeless, shouldn't we at least try? Isn't that the right thing to... No, Eli. Throwing your life away for no reason is not the right thing to do. It doesn't seem hopeless, it is hopeless. You're probably right. Even if we took down 83, God knows how many other towers would be left. So yeah, there's more towers. Still, there could be people over there who need our help. I guess that's true. It's a long journey, though. And I have to leave my friends behind. What if something happens to us? I don't know, Eli. Let the scrapper know. The hell was that noise? Do you see a flash? At the base of a tower? Fire? Smoke? Yes, we did. What does that mean? It means the war's not over. War? What war? The war between good and evil. Huh? I'd be joining the fight too if I was your age. But I got a family now, you see. You've got your sister. Don't do anything stupid, you hear? And he doesn't have anything that's a single piece, is it? No. The only delivery in the game that's a single piece, I think, is just the deliver the hard drive one. Yeah, when you're outdoors, it doesn't look like the flashlight does, like the headlight does much. Oh, I guess that is a decent path. It's just hard to see. So the number of times where I've gone up this, or like I went like way over there and up that. I might try to pick up a couple pieces of the debris on here. Just because if I'm coming down this at speed and I hit the wrong object, the wrong bit of scrap, then I might go flying. Plus, gives me a fun excuse to do this. Goes real far. Ooh, valve is worth the most of any of these. So I'll take the valve, and that'll be it. Again, does it say... Oh, I forgot I got this. Oh, it doesn't tell me how much each one's worth. But yeah, like oil barrel on that rail It's like, oh yeah, go all the way to the far end, hope that it's attached to the ground, and then drive all the way out here for one oil barrel. Which I could have picked up the oil barrel off the ground and not taken the valve, although I think he might want the valve, because he's oil extraction. Which is probably the reason why all this stuff is pipes. I think the song has like occasional like things that sound like a small like boom like that. I keep thinking like, is there another nuke? Is there another one? All right, unloading. Actually, I do want to check again. So I have forgotten if I tested this at the beginning. If I have the valve in here, it will not show up in here, right? They haven't changed that yet? They have not. Hey, what the hell was that noise? We believe it was a bomb. A nuclear one. It came from near the base of the tower. Tower? So the observatory reports. Yes. Nelly confirmed what you said. Katabatic winds. That, plus what we saw, it appears someone was trying to destroy the tower. They got pretty close, too. Unbelievable. Eli, you know what this means, right? It means we're fighting back again. You're gonna help whoever's over there, right? Tell me whenever you're leaving. I can set you up with supplies. Just don't tell Nadia, alright? This could cost me my job. Yuri, I need to talk with Olena about this first, alright? Right, of course. Always a relief when you two are on the shift. Great work. I have enough for the scanner. Enough for claw light, or I can finally repair everything. Oh yeah. The more upgrades you get, you do start having other things, like other things that can break. I think the cruise control can break. But yeah, now I need to save up to 8,000 again. Actually, I need to save 10,000 because I need to be able to blow up the ice. So, he gives you a bunch of stuff heading for Babel, worth nothing. I can get 2 things of fuel for Metro, which is worth more. This is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Is that right? Yes, I can take this. Yeah. Then 1 bound for the crater that is same amount is worth a lot. Because this is the farthest point from the crater, because once you have the ice broken down, it's a lot easier to get from Metro to crater and back. Because oil extraction is just the farthest possible point. Oh yeah, let's sell that really quick. Sell the valve. But you wanted the valve. Alright. Textiles. Synthetic rubber. Plastic ingots. Plastic ingots. More synthetic rubber. Paint cans. Paint cans. Soap. Oh, I can't quite reach it. I'm not leaving without you. I know. And I can't force you to go. Like I said, there could be people over there who need our help. If it's our duty to help others, then it's the right thing to do, don't you think? We're safe here. We have food, warmth, shelter, friends, people who would miss me. Both of us. I'm happy here. I don't want to risk throwing that all away. We're talking like we're going to die. Because there's a good chance we will. Like I said, I can't force you to go. This tank is ours, 50-50. If you're staying, I'm staying. But I do think leaving is the right thing to do. It wouldn't be permanent, right? We could come back? Yes, of course. Meeting new people does sound nice. Right? Think of all the new friends you'll make. And we've never even seen beyond the valley before. Aren't you curious what's out there? That sounds... yeah, maybe. We don't have to decide today. But whatever we do, we'll stick together. Don't worry. I do wonder if that means that in full game, if there's a spot where, like, one of them gets sick and has to stay at a settlement, at a shelter, and then you have, like, a replacement NPC that stays with them for a while. Yeah, we can scan. Yeah, I do have to be careful because, hang on, we went down a little more. In my last, like when I played through a second time on the Steam demo, I came down this hill too fast and there was a rock that, like, I could not see it. But yeah, there's the warning of, like, hey, get the topographic scanner and pick up a leaving home delivery before you do the, before you move on. Anyways, I came down the hill, hit a rock, and I was going fast enough that I had like 10 seconds of airtime just flipping through the air. I had everything, I had a cargo cover, so I didn't lose any items, but the entire tank took damage. Everything got messed up. And like the claw, it was like damaged, it was just like shaking a lot, just twitching. But once we're inside, there's already like the level of, hey, we can see stuff through the snow now. But once we're in the dark, it helps a lot. We'll find another train rail once we're inside. Bolt on top of the tunnel. Alright. There we are. So yeah, if I turn off the lights, it's pitch black. This gives us a lot of detail. But right now, once it gets to the water, it just stops. Once we have the ice scanner, it'll actually show yellow, green, or red dots based off of how safe the bit of ice is. Ooh. That is not the direction I wanted to go. What was it? I think it was if I do like Q or E, right click, and scroll wheel, I can make the, it can dance when it gets hard to drive doing that. Ooh, ooh. It's money. I also can't turn the camera while doing that. Alright. A little too energetic, because we're going to have to explain another like, oh, things exploded. Textiles. Rubber. I'm talking to make this. Probably taller if I stacked those on end. And actually, if I stack these... will it register all of them being there? There we go. Eli, thank God you're still here. You heard the yes, even from the metro. I know what you're thinking, young man. Thinking of throwing your life away. Saving the world? That's not... No, nothing like that. Eli? Don't you think maybe there's people here who need your help? It's not like we're the only tank crew. We both know this region would get by without us. But we have no idea what's going on at the tower. We don't know anything. If you go, others may follow. You two are some of my best. Eli, please. I can't force you to stay, but think rationally about this. Maybe your sister can talk some sense into you. I think I'm with her, Eli. I think we should stay. Good. You two are inseparable, so if you stay, he'll stay too. Okay, so they're all stacked, so I think it's a, like, cylinder detection area. This level of diligence. The other crews should take notes. Train rail. Alright. 3,000. Oh, wait a minute. It's gone. Huh. That's interesting. Because it was very strong. That's how I know where, like, that best path is literally from doing that. I guess they probably moved it to be later in the demo. But we need another kaboom. And the delivery, please. Something for the crater if it's worth a lot. That's for the scrapyard worth a lot. I cannot carry that much stuff. Medical supplies for the scrapyard. I can definitely carry that. That's 14, so I'd be able to take something with 10. That's 4, that's 5. Yeah, I can take that and the other 2. Can I afford... Okay, turret lights at least. Which means I don't need to save up 8,000. So I'm going to do this one lap. Oh boy, I forgot. Okay, bandages for the scrapyard. Scrapyard. Crater. Crater. Scrapyard. Scrapyard. Crater. Ooh, scrapyard. Crater. 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 Scrapyard. Scrapyard. There's not a single large. I'm gonna put all the scrapyard stuff at the bottom. Yeah, this is one part that I'm not super fond of. Is shipments that are just a ton of little pieces. And pick that up, and we're not gonna mess it up this time. Did you really mean that? Hang on, I have to set this down. I think so. I think you're right. This region would probably survive without us. But why take the risk if we got a good life here? We're already helping people. I think there's another bit of dialogue once you're near Crater. But by then, we will have exploded this. At least I sincerely hope that we will. Ooh. Yeah, scanning for those parts is a good way of, like, if you don't have the map scanner yet, it's at least a decent way to see stuff, because wherever the parts are, that's also where the ground is. But yeah, this helps a lot for knowing, it's like, oh, I know I want to go this way instead of that way, because I don't want to go down off a cliff. I want to stay here and get even with the wall. But yeah, I think this is going to be visit to Crater, visit to... Ooh. Finish the delivery to Scrapyard, then take stuff to Oil, and then head to the exit of... because this is still Act 1. Then head to the exit of Act 1, and that is where I will end this. Which means there is still a decent chunk. Because it is a long drive to the exit of Act 1. Oh, look, it's still there. How sad. Okay, we're gonna try doing... Oh, hang on. Oh, that's making noise. It's making noise. It's making noise. It's like a very faint ticking. There we go. Hey, look, we have a spare. So what I was trying to do was that. Ooh. Kaboom! There it is. There's risk whenever we cross the ice to Metro. There's risk whenever we go outside. Going to a tower is more risk, yes. There's also more potential for good. Who knows what could be over there? People? New technology? Animals? A better place to call home? Animals are extinct. As a note, we've picked up rabbit, like, I want to, like, rabbit byproducts. Like rabbit meat, rabbit fur from Crater here. So animals are extinct. Aren't you always going on about how dogs are still alive? I didn't say they are alive. I said, statistically, if humanity let rabbits survive, they would have also let dogs survive. They were called man's best friend. Of course, this assumes some of the bunkers survived beyond their valley, which we have no proof of. Until now. Yes, exactly. So shouldn't we go check out the other bunkers around the tower for dogs? Yeah. Come on, you're not at all curious what's beyond the valley? Well, of course I am. Just don't want to get killed by my lunatic brother. We would be super careful, I promise. Okay, scrapyard, crater. Crater. Is it all the rest of this row? Crater, and then this was separate row, yep. So I can take any shipment to scrapyard or oil that is 10 items. Or that's 10 cubes. Welcome back. Please warm yourselves before you head out. Deliveries. I'm gonna save up until we get over to back over to oil, in case we have enough for one of these. Probably engine torque. I don't particularly care for it. And like, look, it's like snow literally ticks down. It's like by the time you get in here, the snow percentage doesn't matter because it's automatically going down. So furnace repair. This doesn't give much, but that's 8. I could do that because I could just carry this. For scrapyard. Ooh. It's a large, so I can hold the large. Well, one of the larges. Then it's 4 smalls, which that would be 8, and then I hold a large, that'd be fine. And that's 1,000. And I'm not going back to Metro right now, so rabbit products it is. Alright. Ah, why are these sideways? Okay, rabbit meat. Rabbit meat. I'm carrying that one. Oh. And is it close enough? Nope. Put that on. I'm just carry this. Ooh boy. It was a dark and stormy night, and all we could see was a single UV light post. But yeah, compared to the beginning, this is absolutely faster. Not much faster, but definitely still faster. But then also being able to see over this. Really just shows the value of the topographic scanner. Which I do also need to be pinging scrapyard because the building is gone. I don't want to drive past it. Less than a kilometer. Alright, and not driving over random bits of scrap. Okay. Dang, 2 I-beams. Boy. There it is. I don't know, the purple glow just feels unsettling. Just this random little platform in the dark. Ooh, okay. So we saw random items in your inventory don't show up on the cell, but does stuff in my inventory that is for a delivery show up? No, it does not. That's a shame. Okay, set it down there. It's especially a shame for this delivery, where there's so many little pieces. Okay, it's all the medicine. Come on. Back down. Yeah, deliveries. 7,000. Cargo is good. Hey, what do you have for oil extraction? It's at least 5,000, which would be enough for... With what I have left over, yeah, I can get engine torque. Because I think I can fit 3 layers now. I think. I really hope I can. Let me pick up 24 items worth, and if there's still enough space at the top, I'll do... There's only 1 extra large on that. Okay, the most bang for my buck is these 2. Oh, that's... I'd be carrying 1 in the claw, no matter what. So then that's actually... 4x2x2. 16. Plus another 16. I can't carry all that. This one's worth a lot, so I'm going to take this one no matter what. Then we're going to see how much space I actually have now. Okay. If I get claw hand, and I put this on top. Yes, that is still under the surface. So that means I do have 36 storage worth. Currently have 8 left. Oh, hang on. Let me put 2 in. So, God, what is that? 18. 6 is spoken for. Take 12. I can take this. Man, if this was 4 larges instead of 2 extra larges, I could take this without carrying anything. So there's 12. He doesn't give me anything small, so it's just air pumps. Meaning 1 thing was worth 2.5. That'll get me to 5. This last one I just picked up is enough. I will be able to get the engine upgrade. Okay, you go there, you go there, you go there, and you don't really matter. Whoa. There we go. Much better lighting. Alright, we're headed for the slope. Because yeah, this area, it's the tutorial area. So it kind of becomes a, like, just drive in a loop. Where it's like, alright, I go to oil extraction, I go to metro, I go to crater. And then occasionally, if there's a really big shipment for one spot, then you just turn and go the other way. Where a lot of Death Stranding stuff, like Death Stranding, you don't have clean loops unless you set up your own routes using like zip lines and bridges. Because for instance, like the eastern region, the starting zone in Death Stranding, is very linear. There's like a couple little branches for like Wind Farm, Luden's Fan, and the Musician. Otherwise, it's a fairly straight path. It's, I forget if it's Central or Capital Knot, over to the way station, to the data center, down to Port Knot. Like, there's not a lot going on in the eastern region. In the central region, for Death Stranding, if you have, I think the director's cut, you can eventually build a circuit all the way around from Lake Knot down to the distro center, and eventually build a path up into the mountains from there, and a different branch, so you can loop around that way, but it is so out of the way that's just not worth doing tons of stuff that way. Unless you're trying to do a bunch of timed orders, but that's only the director's cut. Right. Actually, here, let me spin around so I can just grab that immediately. Alright, there we go. Where'd I leave that? Whoa, hey. Need anything? Alright, that is enough for engine torque. Yep, we're gonna take leaving home. Alright, we've talked it over. We'll do it. Really? Right on. Well, really? Right on. Got extra food and oil for you. It's not that long of a journey to get there, but you never know if something will go wrong. It can't hurt to be prepared. Also, make sure you make any repairs you need to your tank before you head out. Polish the rust off, get a fresh coat of paint, whatever you need. I think that's everything. Well, I guess this is goodbye. For now. But we don't plan on dying over there. I'll miss you. I'll miss all of you. Yeah, me too. You too. I'll, say bye to everyone for me, alright? I will. Be strong out there, you two. I'll see you on the other side. And it is, I think it was getting to morning. As we get big cube and small cube. Small cubes 1 through 4. Give me that. And so in my first playthrough, I had gotten like every upgrade possible except for a couple little ones. So I had like all of the string lights, all of the, what was it? I think I have the maximum cargo capacity right now. Metal cargo cover, the best headlights, although I think I picked those up, right? But yeah, we got this whole train line, and as you can barely see it there, it is blocked up. So getting to Babel means going all the way up this was way smoother, I think. Either that or when I did this the first time, it was pitch black. I had missed the part where Yuri said, like, it's like, hey, like, rest up, head out in the morning. So I was pinging in the dark, and in the dark it's hard to tell if it's all bumpy. Oh! I hadn't seen that. Like, chunk of snow getting, like, flung forward. But yeah, that oil barrel that was on that, you'd have to drive on top there and then drop onto the tracks, damaging your tank, just to drive out there and then come back to get the smallest possible drop off of there. Yeah, this has definitely changed. It was not this hilly and bumpy. But I think after getting up this, I think that was the tough part. Which, again, is a lot harder in pitch black. Everything we've ever known was in that valley. Yep. And the whole world lies ahead. Whee! Now, going down this in pitch black, I was like, okay, I gotta ping constantly. I gotta make sure that I'm not going off a cliff. Yippee! Yeah, I think that's just from going fast, not from going down this particular slope. Because I have gotten that in one other spot, and I will show it to you very shortly. Yeah, other end of the tunnel, which is... Ooh, whoops. Blocked off by rocks. Oh, we got the tracks. Is that a crashed tank? There it is. Wanderer's final log. I spent weeks trying to get out of here, only for it to end, all thanks to my transmission blowing. If anyone finds this, maybe it won't be for nothing. I do think it got a lot darker there. But I do also think that the headlights, like the lights are working a lot better than before. Phew. Well, we tried. It looks like this is a dead end. Come on, let's head back. There's a path to the right. Huh? Close your eyes. No, no, you're crazy. It's not that hard to drive on this part. The tricky part is actually how hard they try to force you back in right here. Brake, brake, brake. This is the spot where I got yippee before. Was driving off of this to see what happens. So, okay, we're safe. You okay? I really hate you. I'm sorry. You're okay though, right? No, I hate you. But little secret one, or not so secret because you're supposed to come this way. Enter. Hello? Anybody home? There's no one here. We're still pretty far from the tower, so I'm not surprised. Oh, never been in an empty settlement before. So yeah, nothing to buy or sell, no deliveries. Ah, that's not active in this one. In the Steam demo, you get a like color picker, like RGB, like paint picker, so you can choose exactly what like quality of paint or what color you want your paint to be, and it costs 10,000 to do that. So it costs you $10,000. You have to drive around and save up a ton of stuff, then drive all the way out here to get that shiny coat of paint. And Steam demo. Tunnel is blocked off, and there's a tank that when you interact with it gives you a message from the developer. But let's take a look. Ooh. Dark. Ooh. I've not seen camera angle change like that before. Which, to be fair, the demo ended like before it ended just there. Okay, so there's hydroelectric dam that's frozen over. What? What the heck? Poggers, what a big tower. Willem Dafoe looking up moment. What are you talking about? This must be all the story the developer has added so far. Who? At least we can explore the Act 2 map now. There's still new upgrades and deliveries to be found. Yippee! So yeah, I was just saying, this is all of the story that is in currently. I'm surprised that we're actually at the base of the tower. I thought it'd be like another region and then the tower. Hydro. That's a little steep. And it's not touching the ground. Yeah. I think Eli lied. This is permanent. Is there anything on this side? Drive sprocket for $800. What? Stick with disc. Alright. So hydro is not at the hydro. It's a little farther. But it's people. It's new people. Yeah, it looks like the cargo cover is taking damage faster than it did in Steam demo. Which is definitely fair, because it felt like it was just going to last forever. Springs. Gear, more drive sprockets. Right. Hello, Mr. Ring. Would you like a drive sprocket? Or will you take these supplies? Oh, you will take the supplies off my hands. Ah, okay, they've been renamed to 4 Hydro. Oh, and they give money. Is that 1,200 total? Yep, we got money. Headlight, claw light, speakers, cruise control, engine torque 4. 1,200. What? Oh, from the drop. Winch anchor. Large metal spike that can be driven into the earth or concrete. with 120 meters worth of carbon nanotube cable can be climbed up or down using a winch. Portable bridge lays a framework for a bridge to be constructed up to 250 meters long. Will be assembled by other crews over time while you do other things. In a future update, for now it's instant. 10,000? I guess that's how you can get back. Huh? For fact, oh my god. Because there was it from Metro? What, there were ones that were worth like over 4,000 and could easily be carried. This is a nightmare. This is a, like, you must go on repeat missions. Like come back to here, pick up the stuff, head back out. Pick this up for next time and just figure out how the first load is going to get carried. So it's big one. So extra large, large, extra large, large. It's another extra large. Is that 2 more larges there? So I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I can get this to drop in properly. I can. Okay, that is an entire shipment. And then I could pick up that, get all these sitting on the ground because I don't know how that would react. Where is factory? Way over there. Concerningly close to the base of a tower. But yeah, we saw another one of those, because there was one of those satellites, or like satellite or solar panels up there. I think we can barely see it right now. Yep, right there. Oh, nope, try to put that away. So right there. There's another one there, which means probably another settlement. There was also one above Metro. Jeez. So yeah, next time I will go explore factory. But yeah, looks like no NPCs because no story is allowed to exist yet. But yeah, it's the same. These are all the same paint colors that were in the base one. And still expensive. You gotta remove rust over and over again. We make it green because that's honestly the thing that's gonna stand out the best in this awful snowscape. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because yeah, a single cargo upgrade would be enough to take all of this. Because I could put that, I can fit 3 layers. If I could fit 4 layers, I could take both of those. Yeah, 1 more layer would be 12. I would still have to carry this. I have to carry this or a large. Alright, that's for next time. Have a good one.